Have to get the sound ready. I think I'm ready. Okay, let me move this out of the way. I think I'm ready. I'm sorry, I didn't have my sound on. I got a new shirt. Had to take the tag out of the back. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so today I decided to make some stuff that maybe you could use with your Happy Camper trailer if you have gotten a free ticket or a paid ticket to the Cricut adventure crafting event. So anyway, this is a camper and I made it open so you could put stuff in it. And I didn't have time when I made the file to have furniture in it. So this is the prototype bed. And let me show you. It fits. And it's not like a bed you'd really have in a camper. It's more like if you had like a glamping camper and you wanted a fancy camper. Wait, I'm not seeing the things. I forgot to say hello to everybody and introduce myself. Most of y'all know I'm Lucy Foxworth, and my website is paperglitterglue.com. And 3D things are what I like to make. And then on Mondays at 2 p.m., I usually do a live. And I have such nice people on here. So I saw Tracy took time off to watch this, and Trisha and Barbara and Deborah Bell, Sonia, Joyce, Vanessa. So I think that's everybody. Yes, and my trusty assistant, you will see him in there. He likes to play with words. He's very good with words. That's my brother Ben. And Delvine's here. I think Delvine is from South Africa. And her season's always the opposite of ours. So we are in a spring, kind of transitioning into summer here in Southeast US. So anyway, back to this. So I made a little bed that will fit in your camper. And that's just my prototype. We'll make a real one. This is the table. Let me find my little chair. Sometimes the cats like to steal stuff like that. Whoops. Oops, I dumped everything. But this is a little table for your camper. And let me show you. I made a smaller version for what I call the fixer-upper house. I made this out of a pasta box, and I had little people around Easter time. And one thing I liked was that it has, what do you call it? That kind of board. You know, they always talk about on Fixer Upper, that kind of fancy board. It just jumped out of my head. I know what it is. Okay. And let me see. This is the little chair and the little table that fit in the Fixer Upper house. And let me see. I had a little bed, but the bed did jump off. Y'all, I'm sorry. I thought I was all ready. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't lean over and you saw my shorts. I mean, they're real shorts, not like underwear shorts. Okay, this is the little bed, and I made a little cover for it. I even made a little pillow. Cats really like the pillow because it kind of bats around real easy. And let me put it in the upper level of the house. So you can see that's the little bed. And you may notice that these are not proportional. They're not necessarily to scale. They're designed to fit in a really tiny dollhouse. So for example, the bed is wider than it is long. Now, the one for the camper I made a little bit longer because it would fit in the camper. But so let me show you the size difference. So these size difference. I think this one's like 25% larger. So, okay, let's see. No, it's not clapboard. Maybe it is, but it was like that undersiding. But that, you know, what's her name on Magnolia? Chip and Joanna. Okay. Oh, and I was going to wear my clown nose because I got this at a play last night. I just love clown noses. So anyway, I'm not going to wear it now the whole time. All right, so those are two of the things we're going to make, the bed, the table, and chair. I guess that's 3 things. But I also made, and this is just my prototype, a little picnic table. And the picnic table sits in front of the camper, and I think it's really cute, and there's a little bench. So these were the prototypes. Now we're going to make the real one. Okay. Let's shiplap. Shiplap's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's start off. I think I'm going to start off with the picnic table. So that means I'm going to switch cameras. I'm going to rotate my camera into my face. Find the place to click. And move it over just a bit. These versions are made with, actually I'm going to have to move it back because it, on the rim, it was rocking a little bit. There. Let me move all my stuff, straighten my phone. Okay, picnic table. Move all the other stuff out of the way. Get it off the screen. This is the main part of the picnic table, and I inked it because I want the wood on top to have some dimension so it looks like a shadow, so I inked it. Let's get, I think there are 5 or 6 boards that go on top. And those are the boards. This is the support underneath. This is what gives it strength so that the legs don't splay out so much. So that's the support under the picnic table. And these are just kind of bonus legs that make the legs stronger, you know, because that's your weak point. I always try to think about that. What's the weak point? Okay, there's score lines. You can see these little score lines here. Oh, wait, I need to move this out of the way so I can see any comments. Okay, and Amy's here. So you can already see what it's going to look like. We're working with cardstock. I am going to make a cardboard version, and I don't know how I knocked everything over. This cardboard version is much sturdier. That's what I'd really recommend, but you know, these aren't precious. These aren't like heirlooms. This is just you having fun with some paper crafts. So if you want to make some out of paper and kids can play with it, and if they sit on it, you just make another or don't worry about it. So okay, so I'm gluing this support behind the main body of the picnic table. There you go. So now they're like twice as sturdy. Get the next leg done. So glue it down. You kind of line them up. Okay, we got that. Now, this is the support. And sort of depending on your materials, you may actually need to trim it a little bit. If you do, I know I have little scissors. If your material is thicker, you might have to do just a little cut right in here, right in there. So let's see how it goes. And these little flaps go out. Oh, and let me show you the other thing. To make this cross piece stronger, I folded it and I'm going to glue it together. And it's actually kind of hard to hold together. Two pieces of paper don't really want to stick together. So I brought my binder clips over. You can put it under a book, something like that. But you do need something to help it hold a little bit better. Get the two sides. Now they're happy together. Let's go ahead and do the piece for the, oh, I don't know where it is. Oh, maybe I did the wrong one. No, this is for the bench. Let's go ahead and do that for the bench. I think picnic table's just fun, and sit it outside your little camper. And it's not anything fancy, and you'll see we're putting it together. It cuts pretty quickly, and we're putting it together pretty quickly. It helps if you kind of score this better. Use a scraper tool or something to kind of hold it. Let's do one more. And the one on the bench is actually thicker. And then these two flaps go on the edge of the bench. We'll let that one dry. Let's see if we can go ahead and use, I think we can. Yep, stick it together. And now for the picnic table, I think it's the right size. I played around with it. I tried to get it the right size. And you can see I cut these little kind of divots out, little angles out, so it fit the cross piece. But if it doesn't, just use your scissors and just snip it off a little bit. We'll see. And if you want, you can use your binder clips just to hold that for a second. And then we will have a sturdy little picnic table. See, just a little bit of the V-shape shows. I mean, it sort of depends if you put it exactly right, if I made it exactly right. There you go. That's basically the picnic table. And now let's add some wood on top to make it really look like a picnic table. And these overlap just a little bit, meaning they hang off the edge. So put the first one on. Guess I didn't put enough glue, which is rare for me. Hello, Sherry. I'm glad you like it. Okay, there's one. Yeah, Sonia and Barbara are apparently like becoming Procreate pros, and they're going to do wood grain paper. Which is a great idea. Three. See, now it's starting to look more like a picnic table, I think. And don't you think that little bit of dimension by inking the base of the picnic table, it looks better? And if you make one and you're in Cricut Adventure, if you post it there, that lets people know I have this little pattern. A really easy little pattern. Okay, I think that's my last one. I didn't do enough space in between. I may try to shift them a little bit. Shift them out. Move one. There. See? It looks like a picnic table, doesn't it? This is the first real one I've made. I made about 4 prototypes, but this was my... Okay, let's see. See how it looks with the... Wait, you can't see. When I get the... there we go. And now let's make a bench. The bench has 3 pieces that go on top, which I have apparently mislaid. You'll kind of get used to that, don't you? But anyway, there are 3 board pieces that go on top of the bench. Okay, so we're going to do the support at the bottom of the bench. And again, if your materials are different and it doesn't exactly fit, then just trim it a little bit so these little flanges, these little edges come out. Yes, it's a good size for the cuties. They're taller than the table, but they're not, you know, like I said, it's not proportional, but I mean, truthfully, a Cricut cutie isn't proportional. Oh, and then I do put a bead of glue along here. Just extra support. Because this one's not just hanging. This one goes against the bottom of the bench. And the little binder clips again. My trusty assistant can have the last piece of cake if he wants it. I made this really incredible cake, I think. I just don't need to eat anymore. And then if I hadn't lost my little boards that go on top, there are 3 of them, and you kind of distribute them evenly, and you'd get the same surface as the table, as the picnic table. And that's the bench. And that's really how easy it is. In cardboard, the only difference is you'd paint it, but you'd make it exactly the same way. But because cardboard's thicker, you might have to trim down these little extensions just a little bit. Okay, that is our picnic table. We will move it off, and let's do the table that goes inside. So again, I tried to make it really easy. I'll show you a picture of the cake I made. It was pretty too. It had mascarpone, I hope I said that right, and whipped cream icing with fruit. I used strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries with a yellow cake. Now you need cake. I know. I don't like it when people make me hungry, you know, so, you know, trying not to gain weight back. So I'm just folding. So again, to make it simple, this is how the legs are formed. So each leg, just fold along the legs and then glue this side tab to this tab. I might have to bring out the tape, I'm not sure. Just because. Let's see if we can use a binder clip. Okay, and on the table, I added these 2 little tabs to help hold, to give you more glue surface area for the top. And you can decorate the top and, you know, make it different colors. Where's the one I made earlier? Oh, here it is. So I painted that one brown, and so it has a little bit more of a wood grain patina to it. Okay, straighten out your table. It needs to be square. And I didn't add anything to keep it straight just because it's wider, and you've got the tabletop to help stabilize it. So I didn't do a cross piece. Also, your chair won't fit under as well if you put a cross piece in. Oh yes, the pattern has a number. So the pattern of the larger table, chair, bench, and picnic table is 190. That's the one I just added it a little while ago. And then if you want to go by the Fixer Upper House, oh shoot, I don't know if that's, the Fixer Upper House I think is 115. I put the number in the description. And then I have another house that it fits well with, and I call that the smaller version fits well with, and that is the Cricut Cutie house that I made for one of Abby Kirsten's events, and then we made a Halloween version during my event, I think, or maybe after it. Okay, so there's a table. Isn't that cute? Yeah, the smaller furniture's under the Fixer Upper House pattern. Okay, so we got our little table. And now let's make a little chair. And really, the structure's the same as the table. It's basically a rectangle or a square. I don't know if I think it's a rectangle. It's not that even. Oops, almost folded it wrong. And this is the seat. I added the seat onto the pattern just to make it easier for y'all. Just fold along all the score lines, and I'm afraid I'm being a little bit sloppy about it. Okay, let's add glue to these two tabs on the chair. Okay. Get my little I like these binder clips because they kind of slide in like that. And now let's push this down. Make the corner square. Let's see if we can get a clip in there to hold it. I don't think I folded it right. It looks too small, but I think it fits. I just didn't fold precisely. So I sort of bent it at the fold line, and it didn't fit as well. And now we're going to have to take you off. See if we can put this in there. Nope. Maybe this one will go. Yes. I can't see it. There. Okay. Have to push it up a little bit. I didn't expect the chair to be the tricky part. There we go. There's our little chair. It's a little wonky, but it fits. See, it goes into the table. And that's it. Okay, wait. Let's see. I got cuties here somewhere. Yes, I got 2 cuties. They don't fit on a chair. So just have them, they can stand by the chair. And let's see how they look with their picnic table. See? And they can look at all the delicious food. And put your little camper. And oh, and then the table is designed. Now I know that's a door in there, but because this is open, you can pretend this is a door and just pretend that's a window. And the table and chair and your little glamping, your little camper. And where's the bed? Oh, we didn't make the bed yet. Okay, good. But anyway, bed fits too. So, all right, let's make the bed. I forgot about the bed. It's the mattress. This is the headboard and the footboard. I think that's all that there is for the bed. Now, when I made my real version, the cardboard version, I did, you know I like to do this. I did 2 layers of cardboard for the headboard and the footboard. So I would recommend that. Whether you're using cardstock or not. You can use 3 layers of cardstock if you want. But it makes it much sturdier. Yeah, you always have to make your bed. I have to make my bed so the cats have a good place to sleep. So this is the bed. A little bit of glue on these little tabs. And I believe our binders will help here. These are such little pieces that tape would be really awkward. And you know how I feel about tape. I love using tape, but this is just not the place. For little tiny tabs. Okay. I got our mattress done. And we're going to glue it to this middle section, and I line up the top of the mattress or whatever the support is with this line, and the same thing on the foot. And like I said, depending on your little house, whatever it goes to, you may want to make it shorter, like I did for this one, to make it shorter to fit in the house, or longer. And for the camper, I'm using the longer edge because it fits, and I think it looks better. It looks more normal. It looks like a bed to me, which usually are longer than wide. Okay, let's see. Let's just lay it down, center it. Trying to line up. And let's add glue here. And this is one of those times where if you wait, you're going to be happier. If you let the glue get a little bit tacky, we can smear it to make it get a little bit tacky. there's our little bed. Isn't that cute? Let's put it in our camper before, I hope it don't make it fall apart. So it fits in the camper. You got your little table. He doesn't want to stand up at this angle. But that's it. Okay, let me see. Does anybody, I see Vanessa's leaving. Bye, Vanessa. Okay, so anybody tell me, anybody have any questions about anything? So this file, the larger version of the table, chair, and bed, along with the picnic table and the bench, that's file 190. And they're just so easy. And like I said, you can make them with kids and then not worry about them if they sit on them. So it's all right. And again, I would make, you can kind of see this is leaning. So it really does do better if you do some extra layers. Okay, any questions? All right, I'm going to switch cameras again. Let me go to the right place. Switch cameras. Move this out of the way. All right. Yeah, I just think the picnic I think the camper needed like some exterior stuff. So, yeah. Okay. All righty. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all for, helping me out and visiting and, really making my day. That's what always happens. Y'all just, you make this fun for me. So I hope you are having fun as I am. Okay. Well, my trusty assistant and I are going to find food somewhere.
So Michelle's question.
Oh, Michelle asked a question. No, I didn't see it. Wait, let me see. I'm going to scroll up. I'm looking for Michelle's question. No.
What day will you be home with the camper?
Oh, the day, for the Cricut adventure. I think I'm on the second day, April 30th. Oh, wait. Yeah, the 30th. It starts on the 29th. I'm on the 30th. So, it's like I said, if you bought a ticket and you make like the, a picnic table or something or a camper, if you'll be sure and post there so people will see it. Some of my stuff is a little harder than other people's. And so, I appreciate any attention, any help you can, kind of letting people know. Because I think once they start making 3D things like this, everybody has a good time. Okay, I'm going to put on my nose and then say goodbye. There, I got my clown nose on. Okay, all right, y'all have a good day. I hope you have fun and do something silly today. Okay, bye.